Hey, how you guys doing? I've been having a myriad of technical issues, so I'm going to do this in one take in case something messes up. I'll have to redo it. So mistakes and all, unless we can edit it out, we'll see. Okay, before we get to the topic at hand, made a recent purchase of some studio monitors for audio, which is the PreSonus Aris E 3.5. Which I've probably been using for about a couple of days, and we're going to put that in the shot just to show you what it looks like. We're going to be using these for a couple of weeks or 2 or 3 weeks before we're going to update you on my channel. I want to give some time to break them in, use the different features before I make a video on it. But very happy. $99. The quality is really good for the price, and the sound is exceptional. So that's going to be coming upcoming video. Besides that, we're going to be talking about the red Komodo and what it's making it so popular throughout the content creators. And one thing, of course, the main reason is it puts it at a price point that a lot more people can afford these red cameras, $6,000, or of course was that $49.99 or something like that. And first, before we go into in more detail, I like to do a use case scenario, what it's going to be used for, or what it was originally designed for. And kind of like a crash cam because it's very small. It's about a 4x4 inch cube. So it's lightweight. You can put it in tight spaces, mount it on a car, inside of a car, drones, and things of that nature. Of course, for people like you and me, it puts it at a price point that a lot of people can't afford to use the red camera science. Of course, I love Red Code Raw. Excellent codec. And I'm going to go through, I'm not going to go too much into detail of all the specs on the camera. I am going to cover some things, what makes it so appealing. Obviously, small size is one. Another thing, it has a built-in monitor, which is great, so you can use it for settings, centering your shot and things like that. So you can almost use it out of the box. Almost. There are some few things you might need. Of course, you still really need to get a proper monitor to use it with, because if you're using with the built-in monitor, you actually have to look down on it, and which makes it a little hard to use, get it centered. And if you have a monitor in front, it's easier to see the subject you are shooting and look down at the monitor at the same time rather than straight down type of deal. But it's still useful. Of course, with built-in Wi-Fi this camera has, you can also use it. Some people have been mounting smartphones onto it and using the Wi-Fi to do it that way. Of course, it's great for the director, camera, crewman, or something like that to utilize cell phones to see the signal as well. Not only just controlling the camera, but viewing what's coming out of the camera as well. So that's going to be very interesting. Also going to talk, which also nice is that this camera is able to use RF lenses from Canon, or the RF mount, let's say it this way, which is great because it also comes with a RF to EF adapter. Of course, EF lenses are wildly popular, so you can use lenses from Canon, and it's been adopted by other lens companies. Could be some cinema lenses are an EF mount as well, so that brings a wide range of lenses you're able to use with this camera. Plus, the adapter comes out of the box, which is great as well. And you can use some of the cheaper batteries. It uses the Canon, I believe, BP. I'm not sure the model number, but I use a lot of these batteries myself. I got two cameras that use them. They're interchangeable, so And we're probably going to see a shortage of these batteries now, which I think they are having an issue. And of course, you can get like you don't have to use Canon battery. They do have several companies making like copies of these batteries as well. So at least you should be able to get a hold of them. I like the Canon ones because they seem to work so well, last very long time as well. Of course, you can get an adapter and use a V-mount style battery such as this one. Now, if you're going to use a V-mount battery, you're probably going to need a compact one like this. Some of the full-size ones are going to be larger, and since it's a much smaller camera, you may be blocking or it may get in a way of operation of the camera, so you might want to use a, if you do get one of these adapters for the V-mount, get the compact batteries. Of course, it's still using the compact flash version 2 for that. Great feature on this camera is global shutter. So if you're taking fast action, sports or something, you're moving the camera around, you're not going to get that jello effect that even some of the high-end cameras have. So that's great to see. Now there are some cons with this camera. Before I get into that, it seems like, of course, when the Red first came out with the Red one and some of the other cameras, proprietary hardware that you have to buy to be able to be used with it is also negative. Of course, anybody in the Red ecosystem knows anytime that you get a Red camera, you're going to spend a lot of money on accessories. And since during that time you had to get it from Red themselves, it's going to it adds to the cost of the camera. With the Red Komodo, I think they have a lot more third-party companies coming out with cheaper alternatives. For instance, the CFast cards, you can use third-party. I think they have to be Red approved. I'm not 100% sure on that. Of course, with some of the older Red cameras, you had to use their proprietary. I think there were like a SSD drive built in that you had to use their Red media, which is a negative. Another con with one of the cons with using this camera is audio. You're limited. It doesn't have any professional XLR connections, so you're going to have to use, basically a 35mm jack. Of course, thinking how this user case scenario really works, what's this camera used for? Audio is not one of the primary uses. It's like I said, it's very kind of a niche, specialized use for this camera. And like I said, audio is not the primary concern. Of course, for content creators like myself and other people, audio is. Of course, at least they have a 3.5mm jack to utilize some kind of audio into the camera itself. And of course you have headphones out for monitoring, which is good. So I think this is really going to boost the adoption of this camera, especially in the low end, mid end, as well as even movie studios. So because the affordability of this camera and using it out of the box with some of the included extras is the built-in monitor and RF to EF lens mounts, things like that. It's going to be a great camera. So those are my thoughts of the Red Komodo. So thanks for watching, and see you guys later for my next video.